I'm Diedrik, and I've been cosplaying for 4 years now.
They were plain white when I got them, so her trademark blue, and then some little rainbow detailing on the heels.
I consider myself a pretty crafty person. I like to plant herbs, and I make a lot of my own jewelry, and obviously I'm going to make a scarf today, and I can make a tunic. Buy me 2 yards of fabric, and I will make you a tunic. I can put trim on it, too. I consider myself pretty crafty. So generally when I start a cosplay, once I get the outfit decided on what I want to do, I basically take the picture and look at it and think, alright, this is what they're wearing. What can I possibly find that can alter into that? And if I can't think of anything, then I will just buy fabric and make it myself.
Now, Rainbow Dash was a lot of fun. I had to make the wings myself, which was frustrating, so
first you have to decide what cosplay you want to do. For people like me, this is a terrible problem because there are so many that I want to do. And it would be really easy to just be like, well, I already have that cosplay, I'll just wear it again. That's boring. Nobody ever wants to wear the same cosplay more than once. Unless you're really good at that character, you're going to want to try something new.
Alright, so almost everything in this is for cosplay. And I'm not ashamed of that at all.
So you have to decide what you want to cosplay, and then you have to decide if you're going to buy it or make it yourself. And then you have to do a lot of research. You're going to want to look up pictures of what other cosplayers have done for that character. You're going to want to look up all of the different possible outfits for that character, because God forbid they have more than one.
I couldn't get them to fit my fingers and stay stitched in the middle. So I nixed to that idea, and so now my fingers are free floating.
So you have to decide what kind of cloth you want to use, what kind of detail you want to put in. It is really great to find pieces and slowly put it together. Depending on the character, you might want to buy a costume or you might want to make it yourself.
Which I did not make. Clearly it's really fancy. This is the kind of stuff you get if you buy it.
I guess it depends. It depends on the cosplay. I mean, obviously there are cosplays where you can just buy the whole thing. And that's fine. They can be kind of expensive, but it's fine, because then you know that it looks accurate, you know that you look good, and there's nothing to worry about. But there's a lot more pride that comes with making your own. Plus you gotta tweak it if you have any headcanons about a character. Like, come on, for WillyCon I'm doing punk emo Draco Malfoy. Clearly not super canon. The emo part is, but the punk part is not. So if you can create your own costumes, I would recommend that. I made Akita from Atlantis cosplay, and I sewed the entire thing in one day, which was not fun, because I had to relearn to sew in the morning, and then sew the whole thing through the afternoon and the evening, and it was terrible. I mean, it came out alright, but I never want to do that again. You will never be truly ready for con. That is a myth. It will never happen. You're going to want to research the character's personality, because if you're cosplaying them, you don't have to act like them the whole time. But it's good if you get like a specific pose or expression down if people want pictures, or if you happen to run across someone else from the same fandom. You're going to want to know how to hand sew in case you need to fix anything during con, which will happen. Expect it. There are always things that fall apart during con. Always. No costume is so well made that something's not going to break. They usually have a repair station in one of the bigger rooms. Be prepared. It's also good to find someone who's more experienced at conning than you, because if you try to go into it blind with no sort of connections or help or anything, you're going to get so lost. Cons are busy and confusing. You'll forget to eat. You'll forget to drink water. Don't do that. You'll die. I almost passed out at my first con because I didn't have any water. And we went to a rave. It was exhausting, but you still go. It's still a lot of fun. Con gets a little more fun every time I go, just because I get more used to the atmosphere. I guess it applies the same logic as going to a sporting event. I mean, you can sit at home and you can watch the game on TV, and you can have the team sweatshirt, and you can have your collected Sports Illustrated whatever with the stats in them, and you can do all of those things in your home, but it's not nearly as much fun. It's not nearly as fulfilling as going to a game and getting good seats at the game. So for cosplaying, it's like I can sit here and I can watch the shows and I can read the books and I can go see the movies if they come out, or collect all of the memorabilia and the merchandise. But it's not nearly as much fun to sit here in my own apartment with these things as it is to go to a con. So the more you go to con, the more fun it's going to be, the more used to you're going to get, the more skills you're going to get for your cosplays. Just don't give up if you don't like it the first time, because everyone's first con sucks. You don't have to dress up if you go to con. You can just go to the panels. You can go to meet up with your friends who also happen to like the same fandoms as you. So if you want to get involved in the conning community and you want to make friends and you want to meet people who like the same things as you, cosplaying is probably the best way to do that, especially if you do a well-known character really well. Cosplaying makes it really easy for people in your fandom to find you. But I have a little more fun every time, and this last November was probably my favorite so far because I got into the Homestuck fandom because I'm a terrible human being, and I cosplay Dirk Strider, surprise surprise, and I do his Trickster mode version as well, and I was a very popular Trickster mode Dirk. We played Truth or Dare / Spin the Bottle for about 4 hours one day while I was in that costume. And somebody actually during one of their dares kicked the bottle and it hit me in the knee. But I had, I got consoled by about 20 people immediately. So it wasn't actually that bad. That's why I go. I make a lot of friends when I cosplay. And I know that sounds weird because they're nerds and they don't live anywhere near me. And we don't really talk very much, but I look forward to seeing them at cons.